Hey everybody, welcome to Fantasy Football Live. I'm TJ Jefferson here with the fantasy consultant Nathan Zagora. We want to get you guys ready for week 4 of the NFL season by letting you know who you should sit this week. Now, Nate, what quarterbacks should not be seeing the field in your opinion?
Listen, folks, Seneca Wallace, a surprisingly good fantasy quarterback. He can run, he can throw the ball, he's got a full complement of weapons with Hushmanzada, Burleson, and Carlson, but this week you want to sit him down at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts pass defense simply is just too good. Only Kurt Warner's top 200 yards against them this year, and even he struggled with only 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. In their last 19 games, the Colts have only allowed 7 passing touchdowns this year. That is the fewest in the NFL, and it's not even close, so sit Wallace down this week against the Colts.
Now, what about running back, Nathan? Which running back should be taking a seat next to you on the couch on Sunday?
You know, Fred Taylor, go ahead and park your caboose right here. You looked great last week, 21 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown, but this week you got to go against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, the number 1 run defense in the NFL, allowing just 51 yards per game, and they haven't allowed a single rushing touchdown all season. Now, I think Taylor's going to be good. He's a great value if he's on your waiver wire. For later in the season, you're going to see more 2 tight end sets, more running football from the Patriots. But keep in mind, through 3 games, he's only top 10 carries once. He's only top 50 yards once. Both were last week. Not going to make it 2 in a row this week against the Ravens, so let him ride the pine.
Great. Now, wide receiver. Which wide receiver should you be taking a pass on this week?
This week, you want to sit Dwayne Bowe of the Kansas City Chiefs, folks. Last week, he didn't play, hamstring injury. Expected to play this week, but he'll be less than 100%, and the matchup, absolutely brutal. The New York Giants allowing just 132 yards passing per game this year, fewest in the NFL. Wide receiver touchdowns, 0. They've allowed the full donut so far this season. That's not good news for Bowe. Add in the fact that they haven't allowed a receiver to top 100 yards in over 12 games, and Bowe needs to be on the bench.
Great information. Now, tight end. Which tight end would you leave on the bench this week?
You know, I hate to pick on the Seattle Seahawks and their tight end, John Carlson, one of the best young tight ends in the league this year. But the fact of the matter is this. I mentioned it earlier when talking about Wallace. The Colts have only allowed 7 passing touchdowns in their last 19 games. And if you're a tight end, the news is even worse. Through 3 games this year, the Colts have only allowed a grand total of 44 yards and 0 touchdowns to opposing tight ends. So look for Carlson to struggle this week, and he needs to ride the pine.
And lastly, defense. Which defense should not be seeing the field?
The Jets, folks, they're a great defense, a little bit banged up last week. We saw some chinks in the armor against the Tennessee Titans, and frankly, if Kerry Collins had played a better football game, the Titans had a chance to win that one. Drew Brees and company, they laid an egg last week at Buffalo, at home in the Dome. They never do that. Look for Brees and company to have a very nice game. This is going to be a high-scoring game, and if the Jets want to win it, they're not going to win it with their defense this week. They're going to have to win it with their offense, so you should do the same. Don't win it with the Jets defense. Let them sit this week out, but they're going to be a great unit going forward for you.
There you have it, guys. Those are the top sits for week 4. For Nate Zagora, the fantasy consultant, I'm TJ Jefferson. Good luck, and we'll see you next week on Fantasy Football Live.